Guys off of just pure brute strength and intimidation. Most guys were just pretty much intimidated. They lost the fight before they even got hit. Most guys. I knew the art of skullduggery. These guys, I knew how to beat these guys psychologically before I even got in the ring with them. As soon as I come into the ring, I'm gloved. No, stop it. That's not true. While I'm in the dressing room, 5 minutes before I come out, my gloves are laced up. I'm breaking my gloves down. I'm pushing the lever in the back of my glove. I'm breaking the middle of the glove so my knuckle could pierce through the leather. I feel my knuckle piercing against the tight leather gloves on the everlast boxing glove. When I come out, I have supreme confidence, but I'm scared to death. I'm totally afraid. I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing. I'm afraid of being humiliated. But I'm totally confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. The closer, more confidence I get. All during my training, I've been afraid of this man. I thought this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me. But I always stayed afraid of him. But as closer I get to the ring, I'm more confident. Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god. No one could beat me. I walk around the ring, but I never take my eyes off my opponent. I keep my eyes on him, even if he's ready and pumping. He can't wait to get his hands on me as well. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. I keep my eyes on him. Then once I see a chink in his arm, boom, and one of his eyes may move, and then I know I have him. Then when he comes to the center of the ring, he still looks at me with his piercing look, and as if he's not afraid. But he already made that mistake when he looked down for that 1/10 of a second. I know I had him. He'll fight hard for the first 2 or 3 rounds, but I know I already broke his spirit. During the fight, I'm supremely confident. I'm moving my head, he's throwing punches. I'm making a miss and I'm countering. I'm hitting him to the body, I'm punching him real hard. And I'm punching, when I'm punching him, I know he's not able to take my punches. 1, 2, 3 punches, I'm throwing him punches in bunches. He goes down, he's out. I'm victorious. Mike Tyson, greatest fighter ever lived. I get in shape pretty fast. I just need to get my timing down. I enjoy getting in shape. I'm pretty vain in that perspective. I love when my body looks in shape. I love when I have the endurance to run 7 to 8 miles and box 10 rounds. And I like staying in shape. I just work like a dog. It's hard work. I need to start training smarter and stop training too hard because I break my body down, break my bones down, break my feet down, the muscle, the tissue. But I just go just the whole yard, just run 7 miles every day, get up, box, hit the mitts for 10 rounds, hit the big bag for 8 rounds, just do the running, spar for 7 rounds every day. Just chill my body, just work it out, and it gets eventually all physical. I'm just too vain. I don't know. I used to watch the old fighters. I watched guys like Gene Foreman, Carmen DeFilio, Ray Robinson, all these guys, Kid Chuck. You watch all these guys, right? The Rocky Mountain. You watch these guys, Dick Tyson. Watch these guys. They even listen. You look at their bodies. Golly, you sure these guys? They should have used these guys for when they did Michelangelo or David or these guys. They should have used these guys' bodies. And there's no athlete that has a body like that.
Perfect physique.
Just perfect. Look at these guys. You know, it's incredible. I always wanted to be in that frame of mind. Look at guys like Mike Reeves or Tim Moore. God, forget it. These guys, they look at their body. Even people in time, they say, wow, this is a man. This is an athlete. This is how an athlete should look. And this condition, with a great body, but a body that's made to accept punishment. A body that's made to just take a man beaten with a bat. It's just made to absorb punishment.
All the trainers you've had over the years, all the different guys, from the very beginning with Cuss and Kevin, up now to Jeff and Tom. Who has been the trainer who's been best for you?
Well, I can't say all of them had different qualities. You know what I mean? I have more respect from Jeff, because Jeff was my friend. He's been my buddy for over 20 years, probably at least 16 of the 20. Because I didn't think really he could train. I saw him train. All these other fighters look great. And I'm saying, but man, they're little guys. I really didn't think he could do it. But then I realized, if I put in my 100%, he put in his 100%, and stay respectful, it could be successful.
Is success important to you, and how would you measure it?
I don't know. As a human being, success is important to anybody, as it is important to you, or in your field that you have a good interview, or you become acclaimed in your particular field, as I did in mine, and people in every field. Everybody wants to be, I would say, noticed about their accomplishments and their hard works. And so, yeah, I think I enjoy that as well. Listen, I don't know how someone becomes a great fighter, and I would be lying if I said I did. Everybody has a different path in which they take. My path was just sacrifice and dedication and discipline, something I never really was keen on. I never had that. I was pretty much self-centered and selfish and lazy. And for being involved with custom model, I picked up those characteristics. And those characteristics were the sacrifice and giving up what you thought was important for a cause that you feel is more important. And the discipline was doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. I'm not even at the height of my career. Don't make a tenth of the money that I made then. And I got cartoons, I have shows. I could have never accomplished this when I was fighting. I would have never gotten along with the producer. I was arrogant. It's just, you learn humbleness as you get older in life. You don't come in this world humble. This world will thrust humbleness upon you. Absolutely, I don't want to do anything unless I'm passionate. I don't think it's okay anymore. That's what I learned about peace and happiness. That if you're not doing it with passion and love, and you're just doing it for money, the emotional outcome is going to be disastrous. And that's from my experience. That's just really what I know. So I know it has to be just for pure passion and the love for what I'm doing. You know, because I realize in life, and I know people probably not like what I'm going to say, I found out this in life, you know, sometimes we got to fight, you know. Even people that never had a street fight before, even a wimpy guy, sometimes we have to fight. Even if we know we're going to lose, we still have to fight. I don't know why. Why can't you just say, hey, listen, you won, I don't want to do this. Right. But even though we got to lose, we know we're going to get the shit kicked out of us, but we got to fight this guy like we're going to kick his ass like we're a bully. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I never understood that whole dynamics of life. But it's absolutely true. That's the way it is, you know?
So describe first time going on stage versus first time going in the ring.
After being in the boxing game for that longer period of time, I already experienced disappointment. I experienced grand success on high levels of grand disappointments on really low nadirs, right? And
so does that make you not as scared?
No, yeah, it doesn't, because I know in order to be great, you know what I mean, you gotta be prepared to fail greatly as well. You know, and it's all about how you handle the failures. You know, and I'm good at handling failures, and I'm good at handling this. I don't know, I'm not that good at handling success. I can handle failure better than I can handle success. You know,
you believe in fate?
I believe it's going to be the way it's going to be. It was written. That's what I believe it was written.
But can you influence what was written? Like, can you change what is written, what's coming up?
No, I think you can make it more. It can be adversity. It can be more difficult. But once you're conscious of the situation, it becomes more like to how you perceive yourself. You know what I mean? In certain circumstances. You know, like for instance, if I thought that I could be Mike Tyson, tough, strong black kid from Brownsville, Brooklyn, I can go and beat these experienced fighters that's been national and world champions since they were kids and stuff in the amateurs, and I can just go out here with my little 25 or 30 amateur fights and compete with these guys and become great in the heavyweight professional ranks too. No. I had to look at myself greater than I actually was and believe that I was greater than I actually was. He's somewhat of a cantankerous warlord, a giant. I'm bigger than any gladiator could ever imagine. I could take on Achilles or Alexander the Great. Being that person, I'm invincible. But being Mike Tyson, tough guy from Brooklyn, no, I'm just a black guy that's gonna get beat eventually.
I always wanted to know, how come you never rock the whole fancy robe and
Yeah, my whole job was just to
inflict pain in people's minds. A lot have to do with intimidation factor.
Yeah.
That's the biggest aspect of anything in life is intimidation. Because once a person who's a great anything is intimidated, he can no longer perform under the high level that he's normally accustomed to working because he's intimidated and he's shut down.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm the master of that. I put it out, I was gonna be the most intimidating athlete in the history of the world of sports. Forget that, forget boxing, the history of the world of sports, you know? And you have to be willing, boxing and sports and everything. And life is all about a bluff. It's almost like playing cards. Like I say more so than I say shooting dice.
Yeah.
You know, because you can change dice and stuff, but they're hard, they can't mold. You know what I mean? You just gotta keep, you just shooting, you shoot. Cards can bend.
Yeah.
Cards can bend like life. Us in life, we can bend. And even though we got a bad hand, that don't mean we're gonna lose the fucking game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna stay in there, we're gonna hold it to the end. And it's the same way in fighting and in life. Because we were born in swallows and sewers and gutters, that don't mean we're gonna stay there. We have the desire, willpower, perseverance to be able to endure the pain.
Yeah.
We gotta endure that pain. You know, look at me, everybody likes me now.
Yeah.
I'm the last man standing. Everybody likes the last man.
How do I express this? I've never expressed this, but how do I start? I was never able to understand the concept of greatness. I just never was able to understand that concept of greatness. And as time went on and I've gotten older and I've met many journeys on people that I met on my journey and people who I've read about on my journey. I read that all greatness, the majority of greatness in itself doesn't come with goodness. The two don't coexist with one another. And I spent all my life trying to become great because I had such a low self-esteem. And I realized late in life, I'm saying I'm 47, but late in my life, that all great men are not good men. And then so I tried to embark on a whole different career and try to become good. But what's the concept of good? Being a floor mat? I never understood the concept of good. And the concept of good is pretty much then I must be a politician, because politicians are always striking for goodness and always trying to win votes from people. And the only reason that we win votes because they believe that we're good. So how do we live in those two dimensions at once? You want that greatness for self-gratification, but you want goodness from a human perspective. And I really had no idea, no clue how do I juggle both of them and be in harmony. And then in all actuality, they don't exist. You have to pick a side.
What are the qualities you admire in people?
Desire. I respect a person who's willing to die for what he truly wants. Even if it's love, even if it's a woman, whatever it is that he truly believes in, and that he believes that it transcends him to that level to demand for love, for instance. I look at love as a command to just rise to your greatest potential. You know, and that's how people should feel. Their objective should be to rise to their best potential in life. If it's to lose 30 pounds, if it's to pass a test, it should be to win a fight, to be admired by people all over the world. It should allow you to rise to your greatest potential, that you look at yourself in the most grandest fashion. You know, a room without a book is like a body without a soul. You know, we have to, it's the only way that we can connect the future with the past. Without that, there's no way that we can no way we can know about the future, or know about particularly the past or the present, you know, because when you think about history, the value of history is not necessarily scientific, but moral. By liberating our minds and, you know, deepening our sympathies and fortifying our will, we can control pretty much. History allows us to control not society but ourselves, which is a much more important thing to do. You know what I mean? And it would allow us to pretty much meet the future more so than foretell it. And for that reason alone, that we always have to, in order to predict the future, we have to always look through the past, because very rarely does time not repeat itself, and it always will repeat itself. I've heard a quote before in the book that we would be fools to think historically that the past is us in funny clothes, but the past is us in funny clothes. And that's truly what it is. That's somebody that really said a really profound statement, but he misquote what he was saying. He must have been saying it backwards, because that's really what the past was. It's just us in funny clothes in different times. That's really what it is.
Is boxing for you really about revenge?
No, it's just that, you know, I never take my losses personal, you know, and that's very difficult for athletes of any field to do. I've learned that from Cuss. That's why he's been such a great mentor to me. You know how it's just not to be taken personal, because it would drive you nuts. And I just knew that this is why, in all disrespect, and I'm not trying to be braggadocious or sure, but this is why I'm successful now after boxing, because I didn't take it personal. I'm not trying to even the score. Evander's still fighting. He's still trying to even the score. I'm not trying to even the score. I'm moving on to other places, which are probably dark and places I've never been before, but I'm not afraid to go there. I'm not afraid to lose in life. I'm not afraid to do anything. I won't do anything. Matter of fact, I won't do anything. Matter of fact, like my show, there's nothing I would do unless I have the possibility of being humiliated. If I can't be humiliated, if I fail, I don't want to do it. Because only by doing that, I will rise to my highest potential with the fact that I might be humiliated, and I don't want that to happen. But when it does happen, then I will truly be humiliated. Because when I succeed, I truly succeed. And that's why I'm here with you.